Imagine this. Your kid throws a fit in Target. Someone stares. Someone else mutters something under their breath. And suddenly, you're not just dealing with a tantrum, you're battling full-body mom shame. If this sounds familiar and your child's behavior has ever made you feel like a bad mom, this episode is for you. Let's unpack where that shame comes from, what it really means, and how we can start loosening its grip. Welcome to Mom's Guide to Finding Herself, where we share stories of side hustles and surviving while parenting young children. I'm your host, Krissy Bold. Let's make motherhood less lonely and help you find joy in being you again. Let me tell you about the time that my kid lost his mind in Target when I told him it was time to stop smelling candles. He was tired. I was tired. I said no. And then he went into full limp noodle mode on the floor. He was screaming, kicking, crying. It was a full scene. He was crying. I was sweating. And every aisle we turned down, I felt more eyes on me. I rushed through what I could, trying to hold it together. And inside, I was spiraling. There was so much judgment that I assumed was there, even though nobody said anything. And my first thought was not, he's having a hard time. It was, everyone must think I'm such a terrible mom. By the time we got to the car, I was pretty much in tears. I sat in the seat with him, I put him on my lap, and I gave him a snack. And just like that, he was calm. Because he was hungry. That was it. The poor guy was just hungry. And the part that still sticks with me is I was so caught up in the embarrassment, the feeling of being watched and judged, that I didn't even pause to ask, what does he need right now? All I could think was, everyone must think I'm such a terrible mom. That's what we're going to talk about today. Not the meltdown itself, because that's a whole different story, but how we feel when it happens. The internal spiral, the shame, the pressure, the story we tell ourselves about what our kids' behavior says about us. The way we treat our child's behavior is like a direct reflection of our worth. So where does that embarrassment come from? The pressure isn't imaginary. It's baked into our culture. We are taught that a quiet, compliant child equals a good mom. A public meltdown equals poor parenting. If your kid melts down, you are doing something wrong. And worst of all, if your kid is struggling, it means that you are failing. So when your toddler acts like a toddler, you internalize it. Your nervous system goes into performance mode instead of parenting mode. It's not about them anymore. It's about what everyone else thinks. This isn't just about behavior. It's about our sense of self-worth. A Pew study from 2022 found that 70% of moms feel judged about their parenting, and half say it impacts their confidence. I don't know about you, but I can sure relate. I can fit into both of those categories. So let's slow down that moment. These are the things that you're actually probably experiencing. You are feeling exposed. Everyone can see you. You are out in the open. You are no longer blending in. You feel judged. Whether or not anyone is actually judging you, you feel those looks. You feel their eyeballs. And you know that they are on you for one reason or another, and you're going to automatically assume it's not for a good thing. You want to fix it fast. Not for your child's sake, but for the audience's. You just want to get out of there. You want that kid to stop screaming. You're going to abandon that shopping cart and go because you need to fix this. And you're feeling so much shame. They're judging me. I'm not enough. You're panicking. I have to fix this fast or I'll lose it too. That would be even worse than your child melting down. You melting down. Even though we're not really thinking about our child so much in the moment, you are feeling disconnected from them. It feels like it's a you versus them, not you with them. It feels like you're working against each other. You just wanted to go to the store to get that butter, and they are not letting you do it. You're not a team anymore. And then there's the physical cues. Your chest gets tight. Your heart starts racing. Your breathing gets shallow. This is fight or flight in real time. It's not just about embarrassment. It's fear. It's overwhelm. It's your nervous system firing warning bells, telling you that you are unsafe. even if you're just standing in an aisle surrounded by bath towels or clearance bins. You don't feel safe there anymore, and you need to do something about it. And then there's the shame. The shame hits so hard. You love your child so much. You work so hard. You give so much to them. So when they act out in public, it looks like you're not in control. And it feels like a betrayal of all of that effort. They are not seeing the behind the scenes. They are not seeing the work that you do. They're not seeing what your kid is typically like. And you're thinking, everyone thinks I'm a bad mom. They must think I can't control my kid. This has to be my fault. Other moms don't go through this. Other kids are much better behaved because other moms are better than me. But here's the truth. Your child is allowed to have a hard time. You're allowed to have a hard time too. Their behavior does not define your worth as a person or as a parent. Kids have big feelings. Meltdowns are normal. This is something we can expect to happen. This is actually kind of a good sign because we know that they're going through the developmental stages that they should be. Their brain is growing. Being loud, messy, or emotional doesn't mean that your child is bad. And it definitely doesn't mean that you are. But the problem is, when we feel that shame, we start to internalize it. When we constantly tie our worth to our children's behavior, we second guess our instincts. We parent from a place of fear and not connection, and we lose sight of the actual goal, which is helping our kids to learn, not to perform. We want them to learn from whatever they're experiencing in that moment, and they will. They will learn to start telling you that whatever need or want or desire that they're feeling, and they're going to become more emotionally resilient. But your goal is to help them with that, not to put on a show for the public. Brené Brown's research shows that shame thrives in silence and secrecy. But when we name it, we disarm it. So what can we do when we're in Target and we're feeling like the world is against us and that we just want to crawl into a hole? How do we shift out of that fight or flight? Well, when you feel yourself spiraling in public, you can start by using some grounding tools. Name the moment. Silently say to yourself, this is a hard moment, but I am not failing. Acknowledge, my nervous system is activated, my child is dysregulated, and that's it. That's all there is to it. What I'm feeling is shame. It is not truth. Shift the story. Instead of everyone thinks I'm failing, try saying to yourself, forcing yourself to say to yourself, my child is having a hard time, and I'm showing up for them. You should breathe before you try to fix it. Take 3 deep, intentional breaths in through your nose and then out longer through your mouth. If you can, put a hand on your heart or your belly to try to anchor your body. You need to get control of your body and your reactions before you can start fixing it. You can orient your environment. This is always a great tool. Look around you. Name 3 colors, 3 shapes, 3 textures. You might feel like you don't need to do this. You might feel like you're totally in control and you're fine. But if your head is spinning and everything's swimming around you, this is a really great way just to bring it back down to what is real versus what is perceived. What is actually happening, what is the truth versus what is the fear and the shame taking over. This can help calm your nervous system and bring you back to the present. And then after that, after you have control over yourself, you can start to reconnect with your child. Try saying softly to them and to you, because you need to hear it too. We are okay. We're figuring this out. And let your tone say that I'm with you. Even if your words can't yet, try to control your tone. Use grounding phrases like, he is learning, I am guiding. This is hard, and I am still a good mom. And do what you need to do. If you need to abandon that shopping cart and go spend some time in the car, go do that. Go figure out the needs somewhere else without an audience. But try to use those tools to help you not internalize that shame. Stop that shame and that fear in its tracks so you don't take it outside with you. And then you can debrief after the moment. Go back into the store. Get your shopping cart. Know that when you walk back in there, people are going to see you and know that you are doing the best you can. You did do the best you can, and they're probably going to admire that more than anything else. So if you're still thinking about what other people think, that's a good way to reframe it. But more than that, you need to debrief with yourself and your child. You need to tell yourself, that was hard, but we made it through. Give yourself that congratulations. Give yourself that celebration of we made it through a hard moment. And yes, it was hard. You can validate that. You can acknowledge that. That is okay. And then talk about it with safe people. Shame shrinks when it is shared in safe spaces. So talk about it. Share the experience that you just had. Make sure that other people are knowing your story. You're sharing your story. You're getting it out there, because then it's less likely to just be sitting in you like a brick. You're not going to internalize it. And then after the storm, after it's all over, tell yourself you did not fail. Your child is not broken. Your child is not an embarrassment. This doesn't mean anything about your value. You didn't do anything wrong. You handled it the best you could. And next time, you're going to have even more tools. If this episode spoke to you, share it with a friend who might be feeling the same way. Follow the show, leave a review, and come on over and say hi on Instagram at Mom Identity Project. I love connecting in the DMs. It's where a lot of my friendships started. And if you are ready to start making those connections, sending DMs or reaching out at the playground, then you can grab my free PDF, Make Mom Friends in 7 Days. It's full of scripts, prompts, and reflection tools that you can use, or copy and paste messages that you can send right now to start making those connections and friendships. You can find the link in the show notes. In the next episode, I'm sharing something a little different and super practical. I'm walking you through how I'm using ChatGPT this summer to help me simplify the mental load, get more quality time with my kids and my husband, and still carve out space for me. It's kind of like having a personal assistant that never gets overwhelmed. If you're looking to make this summer feel more intentional and less chaotic, you're not going to want to miss this episode.